Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to my channel Shelleyz Education Center. Today in our English class I will discuss about Sylvia Plath as a feminist poet and explanation. Plath was an American poet writing confessional poetries about her personal life, depression, her obsession with death, and the struggles of a woman in post-war America. Sylvia's poetry and feminism are distinct, as she was a woman of anger who reclaimed her freedom to express it, even though it was completely opposite to the accepted demure of a man. This is brief about the story. Before start of the question, I like to tell you, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe the channel for more updates and give your comment on this video. Let's shift to the story and its explanation. Sylvia Plath as a feminist poet. Explain. Sylvia Plath is one of those writers who have referred womanhood in every field of life, even in her poetry, which is called Sylvia Plath's feminism. She considers women equal to men. She has raised her voice against male domination. She always thinks that society is depriving women from their legal and ethical rights. At the time when women had only started to reclaim their rights to vote and own property, Sylvia argued that women were entitled to the same rights and freedoms as men. She is emblematic of female anger and unapologetic expression that makes her an idol for young women around the world. Her poem, Lady Lazarus, is often celebrated as iconic for Sylvia Plath, advocated feminism. This poem is to be considered as a woman's effort to voice herself in modern society. In this poem, the narrator voices herself through a sort of self-confession. The major themes in this poem were death, depression, pain, and power. The disheartened speaker talks about her failed suicide attempts and gives reasons for her resentment. She also expresses her anger for those who saved her from dying. Her poem Daddy, 1962, considered to be a feminist poem. Sylvia's own daddy was very strict and passed away from diabetes at her 8 years of age. He was the main inspiration behind this poem. She wanted to show how men used to treat their woman and that the woman should stand up for themselves to put an end to the men's treatment. Daddy is considered to be a feminist poem for the way the speaker portrays her daddy and husband, as well as she finally stands up for herself. She breaks out from the chains she was locked in all her life. Unfortunately and sadly, in her real life, Sylvia ends up by killing herself because she thought it would be the only way possible for her to break free. While not explicitly feminist, this poem is certainly critical of patriarchal dominance in society. This poem told from the perspective of a woman addressing her father, the memory of whom as an oppressive power over her. This poem details the speaker's struggle to break free of his daddy's influence. We have some important quotes of Sylvia Plath, those are feminist, such as Number 1. I can never read all the books I want. I can never be all the people I want and live all the lives I want. I can never train myself in all the skill I want. And what do I want? I want to live and feel all the shades, tones, and variations of mental and physical experience possible in my life. And I am horribly limited. The Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath. Number 2. If you expect nothing from somebody, you are never disappointed. The Bell Jar. Number 3. I took a deep breath and listened to the old brag of my heart. I am. The Bell Jar. Sylvia Plath never considered herself as a feminist. In her poems and novels, she criticized the predicament of women in 1950s. In her poems, her feminism were breakout. The Bell Jar is a feminist novel, for it deals with the feminist issues of power, the sexual double standard, the quest for identity, search for selfhood, and the demands of nurturing. The examples of her feminist poems are Fever 103, Barren Woman, Lady Lazarus, Tulips. We say Sylvia's identity takes the form of a process, the act of writing as the feminist woman. Now, I will conclude in this way. Sylvia Plath's words. I write only because there is a voice within me that will not be still. Encapsulates her courage as writer who finds liberation through words and a woman who cannot accept dominance. Plath was a woman of feelings, ambitions, and passion. She wanted to gain name and fame in the public domain. However, being a woman of the pre-feminist movements, no doubt her life would have been a heck of struggles, disappointments, and limitations. She was married to an eminent poet, Ted Hughes, but later he cheated on her and left her to raise 2 children all alone. But she never decided in favor of these restrictions or giving into the patriarchal oppression and societal expectations from a woman. She always fought, refused to compromise, but unfortunately, the system of oppression was so deeply rooted that its destruction came at a cost of her own life. This is all about Sylvia Plath as a notable feminist writer. I believe you got it correctly, and if so, please like, share, and give your comment on it. Thank you.